So that way you can see me.
All right.
Yeah, no. So what I was saying is like testing the European market, because during the day, at night, that's when all the Europeans are going on and watching like the guys jack off. So like that's when you can kind of like get an idea of who's working during the day. But like it's also split. There are a few people in the West that are doing it, but it's a lot of Europeans.
All right.
A lot of guys from like I see like Spain or some of these other countries. One guy I saw, he obviously didn't speak English. He was a little bit darker skinned, but I saw him and I was like, I thought I just saw you on the other side.
So this is on Chatterbait?
No, well, so this guy was.
So you're getting to like know these models.
This guy was streaming off of Chatterbait and Cam 4, and he's using the same webcam. It's just a flipped image, so you can see him trying to navigate between both sites.
I like that.
He could be doing it off of more, but he's definitely doing it off of more and more sites.
So do they do like when these guys? I mean, like just to tell everyone. So you've been going from
so I've been
camboy site to camboy site.
I've been spending at least some time every day kind of going on these camboy sites,
which makes perfect sense. I mean, like that's
right.
that's hot,
and
right?
like no homo, but I've been watching these guys.
It's homo, dude. It's totally fine though.
Well, it can be. I don't really care.
You can't say no homo and then tell people that you've been watching guys jerk off.
Well,
that's as homo as it gets.
Oh,
it's fine, but it's homo.
You know what I've also learned though? So a lot of these guys also talk about like in their profiles like what their sexuality is like, and a lot of them do just say straight out, I'm straight. And apparently, like, that's kind of okay. Some of the guys that I've seen talk about this stuff or do interviews have said a lot of gay guys love that. So you can go ahead and just be 100% straight, and that's perfectly fine. It's a guy that's still doing it either way. But it's interesting to kind of see how are these guys going around making money. Is there like how much does the body type matter? How much does it doesn't?
Well, you've been trying to cut weight.
Well, I've been generally trying to do that for a number of reasons. But you know, in my opinion, if I'm going to be on camera, the better I look, the better.
Yeah, well, no, I agree. I'll watch you.
So the more muscular, the less fat. That's always a positive. And yeah, sometimes it looks like it's correlated. Like you'll see guys on the trending page of Chatterbait, and all of a sudden, like a bunch of guys are entering the room. They go from like 100 people, like 500 people, to 1,000 people. This is what happened the other day.
This is like market research for you.
This is market research. I've been doing market research.
Are you going to become a camboy?
I might be. I'm going to become a camboy.
Have you picked a name? Because on this stream, for example, I think I'm going to have to start referring to you by the name.
I'm going to be King David. King David's the name. I think I thought about it briefly. King David came to my.
King David came.
King David came, and I can be King David.
I'm really excited about this. You know what I really want is for you to like do the kind of the Bitcoin Uncensored model of journalism, where you like no one knows whether you are or are not a journalist, where you are in fact like in full on in like the industry.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm definitely going to be. I'm not sure exactly how much or to what extent I'm going to be doing certain things, but I'm definitely going to be turning the camera on and at least like seeing how that goes.
I just want to see
from there, I do want to
really
actually really like see and get to know this industry a little bit better in terms of like who's doing what, talking to some of these people. It's interesting to see like what the guys do, and it's also interesting to see like what the girls do and what the top models that are females do. And sometimes they don't have to do a lot. Not all of them are like 10 out of 10s. In fact, a lot of them are not 10 out of 10s. They're actually like maybe like 5s or 6s, dressed up. They have like decorative hair. They have a personality that guys tend to gravitate towards.
This is my dream.
They've gotten exposure.
It's my dream
to be one of those guys.
I've been wanting. I've always wanted you to be a male stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. Well, if I wanted to make easy money, I could just go and start taking clothes.
Down to Wilton Manor.
But this is more. But this is a newer thing. Like this is more of a. There's more to it, you know, and you do it from your home. Like a lot of these people are working from their home. Well, it's interesting.
So you've been setting up your room, even like that's so funny.
I cleaned my room, and I've been thinking about if I did the camming, how my room would look, and what would be the, because you want to keep your room clean. Like you want to have some stuff in the background, I think, which we've talked about.
Yeah, I think you gotta have something that pops.
Something that kind of pops in an image, but you don't want to have dirty clothes around. Like you want to keep it kind of nice and clean and keep your space for. Because
I think it'd be really funny for us. So like I think that you should do a YouTube channel. I think you should put this on the YouTube channel. Okay. This should be your first video, and I think that like frankly you should document the process of becoming a camboy. I think it's really funny. Yeah. It's also no one's ever done that. I think that's the best like from where you are now. Like you started out, you're trying to be a programmer, and that's worked out pretty well. So now you want to do.
Why not do something like this?
You can make a little money on the side.
A lot of these guys are operating. It's a Friday, Saturday night thing. I'm at home, might as well turn the camera.
Yeah, I agree. So like and people have a lot of. The other thing is just like I think that people have a lot of judgment.
Are you going home to your office?
Yeah, just driving around until we're It's just I think people have a lot of judgment about this shit, right?
I think they do.
Yeah, so like I don't think that anyone's going to have any way of like accessing or understanding what this industry is like, unless
right,
unless they see it through your eyes.
Well, what's funny is the other thing I was thinking about.
I feel bad though encouraging this. I kind of feel like a bad Christian.
Why do you bad Christian? It's against your moral beliefs.
Well, it's not really against my moral. I just you know, here's the thing. Like, I feel very much like personally, like my whole thing. I feel very strongly in not judging people for like their beliefs and their actions and anything else. Like I think that there's a lot of like, I think the most damage a person can do to another person is probably encased in like judgment. Personally, I don't know that that's true. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. We're probably going to get killed going down this road, but that's okay. But like I think that a lot of these areas where there's just a lot of judgment are areas in which people have never like seen or experienced what actually happens and exists. And in this industry in particular, like the porn industry, there's a lot of people that would claim that there's a lot of exploitation happening, and you're not being exploited, other than by me for my personal choice.
Well, you might be encouraging it, but I'm doing it about my own choice.
Right. So like I think that we should just document this if we're doing like content generally. Yeah. You know, podcast or whatever the fuck it is. We should document your rise
to the camming industry.
Is it a King David?
It's become a King David.
King David.
I'm King David. I'm a king.
It's so funny. Oh, that's so biblical. You're Jewish. You're Jewish.
Yeah.
I always wondered this about Jewish penises. Are they shaped like your noses?
No, they're circumcised. They're cut.
Your nose.
And the guy's profile on ChatterBait, you can also you pick if you're cut or not. Like they list a lot of details. These profiles can go pretty. I'm cut in these ways. My penis is cut.
Your penis is cut.
That's penis.
So, like, what's funny is I'm going to learn more about you than like anyone has ever learned about you. But I'm going to learn it at the same time everyone else is learning.
I guess, yeah.
Because I got.
Oh man!
You know, I feel like we're stealing Mike and Space's bit with this car talk thing.
Oh, I think we might be.
Yeah,
maybe. Well, we're
Is that what's going on here?
Well, we're not doing the car talk all the time.
Right, that's true. How do I do like this?
Yeah.
Like a little like medium.
This trash in the room.
What is? Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I don't know how much. I think I got time for this thing.
Yeah, dude, whatever.
But yeah, just kind of like doing the market research and all this stuff. It's interesting to kind of see. Also, when you go to like ChatterBait, you see like the guy section.
No one's ever said that.
You're probably thinking like,
when you go to ChatterBait,
who are these weird dudes that are on there? But
yeah.
Like,
well, it's you.
Well,
it's you.
But it's a bunch of dudes in their 20s or in 30s that are like, fuck it, I'm gonna get naked and make some money, or do it for just for the hell of it.
Yeah, you understand that? Like that's what you're doing.
That's essentially what I'm doing here.
It's so funny to me. You're the new Junseth.
The new Junseth?
Yeah, dude, you could be my decentralized identity.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna implement it really well. I'm gonna use that program to its fullest extent. I should be.
Yeah, you should be Junseth.
Can
you please be Junseth? I think that's the funniest.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make.
Can you be Junseth? You know what? I really like. I like the idea of everyone just being Junseth.
Everyone's Junseth.
Oh yeah, so like
if you're gonna make content in the space,
be
Junseth.
Just Junseth.
I
think that Junseth should be the most prolific content creator in the space. It's a funny move. Can you do that? I would like that.
What I should do is like when you meet girls, you should be like, oh yeah,
I'm Junseth, I'm a camboy. And then they'll Google me and they'll be like, yeah, that's my body. That's my Friday, Saturday, Sunday night body.
That's what I look like on the weekends.
You could be Junseth.
Well, the thing too is like
that would be
all you have to do is make a profile and turn it on. So
what I want is I want to be famous.
David and I can be Junseth.
I want to be famous in like 10 industries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Wikipedia page is gonna be great. It's gonna be like
it's gonna be famous and looks like this. I think the best work I've ever done is my Rodolfo Novak interview. Which one was that? I think it's about Open Dime.
Oh. Why do you think that was your best one?
Because I didn't do it.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Jason, if you're listening to this, your channel should be
Jason, you should
Junseth
change it.
Is not your lawyer.
I do my best to be like Chris Farley type, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I learned that the other day.
Kind of are the Chris Farley.
Yeah, I try that. Yeah. Well, it happened. I think I've been thinking about this. The Junseth thing is funny. Junseth may need a makeover. I've been thinking about killing the character, but perhaps we just modify it, since Junseth has a decentralized identity. So
well, if other people are creating Junseth, right?
Yeah.
You can be whatever.
I can be whatever I want. I don't have to be Junseth anymore.
So
I can be.
Yeah, you
I could be like,
from there.
I don't know.
Or you could just be your own implementation of Junseth.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I could be Junseth too.
Right.
Miami Bitcoin Guru, I've been trying to get validated as Junseth on Twitter. Yeah, like, I mean, who could I be though? Like, I could be Junseth. I could also be someone else. Maybe I could be Jason Siebert.
Yeah, there you go. And then tell people I'm your lawyer.
Like, I am your lawyer. I am your lawyer. My name is Jason Siebert.
I'm all of your lawyers.
I am your lawyer. I am your lawyer. Mike in space, I'm your lawyer. Theo, I'm your lawyer. I am Jason Siebert, and I am your lawyer. Take that, whoever gets it, take that sound clip and play it. Yeah. It's so funny. I love his
I'm Drew Hinklejew,
you know what I gotta say?
and I am your lawyer.
I am a Holocaust denier. I am Drew Hinklejew, the Holocaust denier. The thing I've loved about this space more than anything is how much content other people are making.
Yeah. Well, that's really like ticked up in the last few months.
And I really gotta say that I am proud.
You're proud of all of you guys.
Proud of
Mike in space, Jason.
What do you have to do with it?
Well, I'm Junseth.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna faint, dude. I'm laughing so hard. So the other day I went to Colorado. I was skiing.
Oh yeah, how was
in the mountains. It was wonderful, but I get to the top of the mountain and I'm a fat guy. So I suffer from altitude sickness, you know. So I don't know that has anything to do with being a fat guy, but you know, it just happens. It just most of the stuff I do is more funny because like if it happens to thin people, it's normal, but if it happens to me, it's a fat joke.
Yeah.
So like altitude sickness for me is a fat joke. So like, I had altitude sickness. We get to the top of the mountain. It's like I don't know. I think that it was like the same height as Mount Everest, and I get to the top and like I get on the skis and I try to ski and I like fucking like faint.
You mean like just faint?
It was pretty much. I was just like I had these visions of like me going down the mountain and trying like going down
to like
my
speed
thing,
down.
and I thought I was gonna like halfway down just run right into a tree.
Oh god. Was that the first time you ever skied?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, it was. The last time was when I was like 7 years old. I went to this place called Buck Hill. It was in Minnesota, and it's literally like a 200-foot like drop. It's absolutely absurd. And here I go to like Colorado. We go to Keystone, and this thing is it was a 3.5 mile run called the School Marm, and it's kind of like a pussy run. I think it's like a little bit of a tiny little girly run, and it's for little children, I think. And and honestly, like at 3.5 miles, even in spite of being like a little baby run, 3.5 miles is 3.5 miles. You know, I ain't gay, but 3.5 miles is 3.5 miles. Yeah. And like I fucking like went down this thing, like I don't know, 12 times. I think I did the math. I did like 39 miles of skiing in like 2 days. Still fat. Yeah. But anyhow, it was like I really thought like I thought the first time I was gonna go down, I was gonna like get halfway down, just run into a tree. Anyhow, back to Chatterbait.
Chatterbait, yeah.
Yeah, so like you have found they have an API.
So they have an API. It's kind of outdated, but what you can use it is basically like you can build an app, like for your channel,
like
you
your
build
phone.
some bots.
Like
yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think a lot of the bots and shit, like if you're a live streamer and you're not a programmer, you can just like implement that shit on your own. So a lot of the bots that they have probably for their channel are things that help like either moderate the channel a little bit or maybe have like a dice game or something. I'm still exploring that, but I think there's like a few different things you can do.
Well, Royal Tiffany does that on Exotica, where she does like games.
I was gonna wonder like if she does that. Yeah.
It's a little bit manual, but like it sounds like Chatterbait does a little bit of the automation for you.
I think they do, yeah. I mean, a lot of them have moderators.
What is the best platform to do camboing on?
So I don't know what the best platform is. It depends like what you mean. I think a lot of them do on multiple platforms. It was actually
I like the idea of you managing
like multiple stuff. Well, I might be. Maybe I'll have a whole setup.
I'm like private. I'm like private now.
So like Chatterbait doesn't have the best UI, but it just seems the most like very It seems very active. Cam 4, I keep hearing for guys is like a good one.
Cam 4.
Cam 4 for guys. Cam 4, Chatterbait, they do man and female, they do trans. I haven't watched any trans yet.
Dude, you could be a trans woman.
Maybe. But they have like that intersexual different, like, so if you're not, you know, it's not a binary, I guess, so whatever's in between, there's a whole section for
Sex
that.
has always been binary for me. Either I'm having it or I'm not.
But what I've noticed is some of the top female models, they have their own site called My Free Cams, and that's only for females.
Oh.
So I haven't found a guy-only site, but I found a female-only site.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the best females have seemed like they've done the best marketing stuff, and they have like a really big audience. Or at least they get tipped a lot. So like a girl that like is well known could have like 1,500 people during one of her shows, and they'll tip significantly more.
Like who?
Her name is Ash Marie.
Marie.
So so all of her followers are Ashholes. Like it's all, and she's actually really cute. I think she's.
Can you get on her show?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll find. But
is it like YouTube? Can you like cross cam stuff? Is that possible?
I don't know. Maybe, but I think she only does My Free Cams. I get the feeling that like I don't know how that works. There's lots to explore there. If you know, like let me know. But she was on like a BuzzFeed YouTube video, like a couple of years ago.
BuzzFeed.
So they like, I guess they decided to interview like one cam girl, and like that was the cam girl that they interviewed.
That makes sense to me.
But like she was just on that fucking thing for a few hours playing a game. She was clothed. She was in a bikini, jumping into a freezing pool, and after that it was too cold, so she went to her bathtub. All the way. People are playing this game, tipping her, and tipped her to like take her top off.
I bet you that you and I could replicate that. I'll do the thing she did.
You should do the same thing. You should see how much money you make.
I'll put a bikini on, and I'll jump into the pool and get eggs.
Yeah. But the thing I was going to say earlier was that she could have 1,500 people watching her. There could be another random girl, Chatterbait, that also has 1,500 people, but Ash will have higher tips.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. So it's not always seems to be correlated with like the volume.
So she's like a better server.
Well, or the guys that follow her just really like her and like love to tip her and see her and do what she does. I think she plays the personality thing off really well, and a lot of these guys kind of feel a connection to her.
That makes sense.
I think is the key to like making.
So you gotta like you have to get like sexy eyes.
You gotta get sexy eyes. You gotta have a thing. I don't know.
What's your thing?
I don't know.
You're gonna have you're gonna wear like a boa?
Maybe I'll get like a.
Dude, I think you should do the Randy Man Savage kind of thing. You know, like that, like
you know, like pumped up. Well,
or you can do the undead Italian thing. You can do either of those.
Or like rate a sex shop and like
you could do that.
Like get like really in, like
dude, just go in there
and like
yeah. Or you know what you should take them along on the shopping experience. That's what YouTube's for. You know, I feel like YouTube has a place in your camming experience.
Well, I have a YouTube account for King David.
Good.
And you had a really good idea of also making a Pornhub account.
You should make
and just replicating the videos of both.
I think so.
And yeah,
put your YouTube.
Apparently some guy was putting like his pictures of him and his girlfriend on Pornhub the other day. Like his Instagram account, like all his pictures, which is a great place. I mean, it's another place to host your vids. So
it's true.
Actually, what's funny is as YouTube increases their censorship and more people like...
You might just use Pornhub.
We could just use Pornhub. Which is really funny if you have like a legit channel.
I like the idea of Pornhub becoming
like YouTube censoring your shit, so you just put it on Pornhub.
I like the idea of like our kids not knowing what porn is because like, well, I go to Pornhub every day to watch my kids' shows.
Yeah, because
that's what Sprouts is.
That's where you can say fuck and like not and get away with it.
Or you can put like PBS on there. I like the idea of like PBS having a Pornhub channel.
Or it'd be funny if Pornhub spun off like a division.
That's what I think. Like Pornhub, kids.pornhub.com.
Oh god.
I'm Amber. I'm at Pornhub. Amber loves Pornhub.
That's the best idea you've had all night. Sean's been like spinning off like business ideas here. They've been very funny. I like Pornhub for kids.
.com.
Going back to like some of the, you were talking about like VC shit, like the tech shit, like pitching companies to like do those things.
Yeah, dude. I think
there's so much gonna come.
There's so much funny. There's so much funny in the world. Why does it have to like?
Why don't we just do it?
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, we could. I think it'd be really like funny to like give people really good ideas that you know that they're gonna reject.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's the opposite of giving people really bad ideas that you think are good. It's like the other side of that. You know how it is, like, you're at a meetup and someone's like, I have an invention. You're like, what is it? It's a skateboard with a motor. And you're like, that's stupid. Someone's already done that.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's the best idea. You're like, okay, fine. It's a great idea. Good for you. Whereas this, like, you're pitching something that, like, has like, obvious application but offends everybody, so no one's going to do it. And the only way it would ever happen is if it happened organically. And probably it never will happen organically.
Right.
But it's funny if it did. So, like, kids.pornhub.com with like I feel like this is the most like the most offensive thing anyone's ever going to hear. And then like 15 years from now, 20 years from now,
the hackathon project.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
like one of these events.
like like 5 to 10 years from now, it's going to like actually happen. Like one or two of these things will happen. It'll be like kids.pornhub.com, and it'll like be PBS shows and Sprouts.
Well,
and like everyone will be like, what the fuck?
Here's a question: what if I just started taking kids shows or kids content from YouTube and just started uploading them on Pornhub?
I don't know what happens.
What's funny is if kids started finding it,
That's
and
what
you
I'm
and
saying.
take it down.
It's funny
to take the kids our content.
Like reverse censorship. That's the funniest idea. That's dude. That's the best one. That's the best one. That's a great business content.
Well, there's
like
yeah.
you should say Pornhub censors child content.
Yeah.
Which is funny because no one will know exactly what to do with that. Like, what do you mean? Of course it does. No, not like what you think. It censored like PBS shows.
Right.
That's really funny. See, but this is the thing. Like, I could see a world like we talk about like things changing over time and like getting bitter, you know, like getting different.
Yeah.
I could see a world wherein like the word porn loses its kind of meaning and its ferocity.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, kids are talking about porn, not porn itself, but like
Right.
without irony, you know, like you know, like you could see a world where like the word fuck doesn't become like a bad word.
Right.
I could see that with porn, where like it's kind of desensitized and is anesthetized or whatever you want to say it is, and like kids are talking about like watching porn with like absolute absolutely no irony.
Right.
It would be very fun.
Watch their shows.
And then they'll go watch kids.pornhub.com. Oh. So,
Yeah.
when is your first show?
I don't know. Maybe soon.
Maybe soon?
Probably soon.
Don't be a little bitch, bro.
You're right. Just,
You gotta like do
turn
it.
that camera on.
I do like
you can't
that's the thing. Like you didn't.
You just gotta turn it on.
I had to like convince you to do this. This was it's fun though.
No, it is good. It's
You
fun.
need a partner, I think, to start out with, just so you can kind of like get your sea legs.
Well, you're
And also I need to give you bad advice. I need to like tell you to do things that you probably shouldn't do.
Oh, great! So I gotta figure that.
Well, I gotta be like your big brother, you know, like hey, Sean, do this.
And then I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, oops.
You ever? I have an STD now. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I knew that would happen.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
What's the worst thing? A lot of things, dude. Someone could recognize your home, come into your house, and rape you in the ass.
Oh well, that makes me feel good.
Well, you could record it and make some money if you're a camel.
There we go. Hold on. Before you start, let me just turn this camera on. You can cover your face, but I'm gonna turn the camera on.
Like, you're gonna do it anyways, man. Just like let me do this. Let me turn on the cam. So like, I mean, that's not funny though.
Yeah. Well,
That's not funny.
But I bet a lot of guys would do that. So we'll see how much that lasts.
Man, oh man.
I don't know how much time this thing has, but
Well, I mean, what happens when it's done?
I don't
like,
really know.
delete?
I
You
never
can just go to the end.
make videos.
Well, I mean, dude, this is good. Like, you should upload this.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're
Ah! Oh shit! It fell off the car.
We hit a bump and it fell off.
How do I stick this thing?
Hit stop in case, so that you can like upload it.